All right, let's do this. Let's do this. My man Maurice Benard, the star of General Hospital. He is the host of the State of Mind podcast, and he is kind enough to join us on the show today. Maurice, it is a pleasure to have you on, man. 7-year-old me can't believe this happening.
Thanks for having me, man.
I appreciate you. I do got to say this because your wife was instrumental in putting this together. So not only shout out to her, but I did see you guys are celebrating a 40-year anniversary. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, she's been with me through thick and thin. And it's like you find your soulmate at an early age, and it just, you just got to pinch yourself because you're so lucky, you know?
So congratulations to you guys. I want to get started. I'm going to start with General Hospital because so much is happening. I got to say, I was a little disappointed to see you leave the mob. You and Jason, I came up during the days. It was Hitman and, Sonny. You guys are running the town. So what happened? Why did you guys decide to leave the mob?
I think once Sonny saw that Jason was leaving, he felt like, you know what, maybe it's time. Also to show the town that they don't have to just be gangsters, but they could still have power. And I think it may not have worked in the past, but I think this is a different time, and it may work.
Are you so? Because I've had conversations with you, top 5 General Hospital movies, and how you love. What was the one that you liked?
What storyline was that?
Mike.
Oh, that's my favorite storyline, I would say.
Why is that?
Because at the time, I was coming off going through hell during the pandemic. And General Hospital shut down for 4 months. And they went back to work, and I was so happy to go back to work. And I went straight into that storyline. And everybody in that storyline was so good. And I was not 100%, but I think because I wasn't 100%, it helped me get through it because I was active and I was playing something so drastic, but it didn't matter. I just didn't act it. I lived it. And we won, I think it was 6 Emmys through, I don't know, maybe 5, because Vernay won an Emmy too, I think, maybe 2 or 1, I don't know, but yeah.
So it was. So I guess what I'm learning is you are someone who, I guess, since you've been doing it so long, you're just trying to find a different role. Like it's just starting to feel to me like the whole mobster thing. Has it run its course? Like, because you love Nixon Falls, you love the Mike storyline. Now you're retiring from the mob. Well, Sonny is. Has that just run its course on General Hospital?
No, I didn't love Nixon Falls, but I loved working with Cynthia Waltros, and I thought it was a change of pace. That's what I love. But I'm like a cowboy, what the hell's this? But I don't know if it's run its course. I just think there's something I'd like to, or I can speak for myself. When they said I was out of the mob, it didn't throw me. I just felt like, all right, let's see what we can do here. And there's a lot of people who don't, even during the heyday of the gangster period, who did not like it. It's too much Sonny, it's too much this, it's too violent. But at that time, we were doing some cool ass stuff. You know what I mean?
All right. So I want to. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So there's a tweet that I came across. Her name's Jess Wren. She put this out. She's a huge General Hospital fan, and it caught my attention. And I'm like, yo, if I ever get a chance to talk to Sonny, I'm gonna bring this up because it has me reminiscent about the quote unquote good old days, and I'm gonna bring it to the screen. I don't know if you can see it. Let me try to blow it up a bit. But this is after you and Jason are saying goodbye to the mob. So she says, as we maybe say goodbye to Mob Hospital on General Hospital, who's your favorite mob rival? And Scully starts to list off. This is when you first started. You debuted in August of 93. So this is the first, kind of showing of Sonny. Sorrel, late 90s, early 2000s. Faith, who kind of reminds me of Claudia. You've got the Alcazars, Manny Ruiz, the Zakaras, the Balkan, Joe Scully Jr., the Jeromes, which I guess still exists because you and Ava still have some trouble. And then it's Cyrus the last half decade. Of the mob storylines, which one, if you have a favorite one, which one was it?
Oh man, there's so many. I can't give a favorite. I mean, Scully, that's Robert Miano. He was actually Al Pacino's best friend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and a friend of mine just talked to Al Pacino and told her the story about me, and it's a long thing. It's in my book, but whatever. Um, you have to put Sidwell in there too. He's kind of a funny bad guy. Cyrus, he was scary. I think the one who really I had to be on my toes with a lot because there was a lot going on at that time was Ted King.
Oh, the Alcazars.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. At that time it was not never easy to act.
Well, it's funny you bring him up because one of my all-time favorite scenes is the murder of Luis Alcazar and how you guys just did such a brilliant job making it like a whodunit. Like the entire town of Port Charles wanted him dead, and obviously you're going to be the first suspect because you did send Jason to kill him. Jason gets into the hotel, but obviously doesn't make it. I would say the Alcazars because there's two iterations of it. There's Luis. He ends up dying. His brother comes for revenge. You get kidnapped because you intercepted his shipment. They take a picture of you. You're tied to a chair. They send it to Jason. Jason brings what we thought was his drugs back, and it wasn't. But I really love the Alcazar storyline.
You should be a writer.
That was awesome. It's like among my favorite times. I gotta say this. I gotta ask you this because many people are wondering. We got a lot of General Hospital fans in the chat on YouTube. They're hitting us on Twitter. Really excited because you are obviously, the face of General Hospital and have been for such a long time. What does, and I know you can't reveal too much. Frank wouldn't be happy with this. What does a post mob life look like for Sonny Corinthos? Like he's been the godfather for 3 decades in Port Charles. We almost like I'm 33 years old. I don't know what that looks like. So what can you tell us as far as what to expect from a quote unquote legitimized Sonny Corinthos?
Well, I think that the most important thing, and I've said it, and there's been a lot of quotes, is I don't care what I'm doing as long as I maintain power. And that power doesn't mean killing people or being a gangster. That power just means power, right? You can be powerful in business. You can be powerful over here. And I think they're doing that. Okay. I do know, I can't say, of a story that is amazing. It really is amazing. When I heard about it, I said, "Oh wow, okay." It hit me. So that's going to be in the next. I don't even know. I don't even know. It seems like they're doing some stuff quickly here. So, but I'd say like my contract's up in February or March. So up until then, there's this story that's just gonna be, and I get caught up in wanting to say it, and then I get myself in trouble. But I won't say it. But I'll just tell you guys that I'm very happy with
I would say if you want to break some news here, I'm more than happy to Soap Digest and all the soap centers, they'll eat it up.
it.
Uh, but you just brought up your contract. So reflexively, I gotta ask, retirement, is that in the near future? What's going on there?
No, it's all very simple with me. I mean, I'm not going to retire soon, but I'm at the certain point where I can retire if I wanted, but I don't want to as long as I'm happy at GH. And I've been happy at GH for like a while. So they're going to have to kick me out. They're going to have to say, nah, we've had enough. Get the hell out. And
Yeah, that would cause a revolt, man. I don't know too many people watching the show that want that to happen. Um, but this is an interesting question. My wife asked, I was talking to her about this. She loves General Hospital. She says, how about you ask Sonny this? When he does decide to bow out, what does that look like? We know in The Godfather, Vito just passes out due to health issues, and it doesn't feel like that's fulfilling. So does Sonny go to prison for life? Does something from his past come back to haunt him? Does he go to Puerto Rico? You love the island. What does that look like for Sonny when he does make his exit?
okay, I do these appearances across the country, right? And every time they ask me that question and I give them the answer, they hate it. Do you want to hear what the answer I'm going to give that you're going to hate is?
Is this going to be The Sopranos, Blackout?
No. Well, let me just give it to you.
Okay.
Something happens to one of his children, and it's his fault. He
Oh,
can't
man.
take it. He goes home, he takes a shot of whiskey. He goes upstairs, and all you hear is boom, and it goes to black. Now, I know you hate it. Now, if it were a movie, it would work. But let me tell you something. It's a soap opera. You don't know if he did it.
That's
You don't
true.
know if somebody else did it, set it all up to make him look like he did. You don't know. So there's a big story there, right? But they won't do that because people get upset.
Or it could be like if it happens to Michael, Jason's now fed up, or Carly's fed up, and they're the one who pulled the trigger.
I don't know. I'm not putting anybody in there.
By the way, I gotta tell you this because I got my mom here in the chat. She wants to let you know we have a family group chat. The name of the family group chat is the Corinthos from Bensonhurst. So that's how much we all love the show. Um, we just brought up Carly. I know you get asked this all the time, but it's an obligatory question. It's one of the most iconic couples in the history of soaps, this side of Luke and Laura, which, rest in peace, Anthony Gary. We miss him tremendously. Carly and Sonny, is there a shelf life for that? Have we moved past it? Are you guys ever getting back together, or is it clipped?
Look, the question's asked to me a lot, as you just said. You got to. My answer always is you have to love the one you're with. But the two couples that were I think the most iconic or popular were Sonny and Brenda, Sonny and Carly. And then there was other couples here and there sprinkled. But right now she's with some dude who I call him Mustache. That's what I call him, Mustache. And I'm with my, ADA Turner. And we're on two kind of separate worlds, but we still love each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because you're not in love with each other doesn't mean you don't love each other. So, but we're having fun over here. I'm having fun over here. She's having fun over there. What can I say?
So I have a couple more GH questions that I want to get to before we get to your podcast. Um, I do find it mystifying. Like I know Jason's or Steve Burton has kind of been in and out the last couple years, but it just feels like you guys haven't really been on set together. So is there a reason for that? And I ask that because when I see you, Sonny, Jason, and Carly in the living room at the table, it's like a blast from the past. Like we all loved it. So is there a reason you and Sonny and Jason haven't really been seen together on scene?
I agree with you, and I think Steve and I agree with you. And I don't know. I don't know why we haven't worked together like maybe not like we used to because it was a lot, but more we should be working more. And I think tomorrow I work with them, so we'll see what happens. Maybe now that we're both out of the being gangsters, we'll see.
The 88 Turner thing seems to work for me. And it feels like a different iteration of Claire, Reese. This one's different. Why is this one kind of resonating?
Yeah. First of all, they've done a great job, General Hospital. It's a slow burn. They're not, doing the whole quick thing and then we have to get in there. And it just happened naturally. Now, I've said this a lot. We're just a perfect fit. It's like when Sonny and Brenda were together. It's almost like brother sister, and I don't mean that in any kind of way, but physically it just kind of works. Um, and she has, and people are going to say, "Oh my God, shut up!" She has a little bit of Vanessa in her.
Oh, Marcel.
Yeah,
Oh, can I ask you a question?
yeah.
Because I know you don't like to rank things. I tried to get you to rank the mob rivals. So there's a cuddle, marry, trash game. It's like marry the one that you love the most, cuddle the second best, your least favorite, you trash. So can I throw your three love interests at you and you cuddle, marry, trash them? Brenda Barrett, Carly Corinthos, and there was another one. Oh, Connie Falconeri.
I love the actress. I would probably. I would probably marry Carly. And what is it? Cut?
Cuddle.
Oh, cuddle.
Cuddle, yeah, marry, cuddle, trash.
I'd have to say cuddle Brenda and trash Connie, but that's terrible.
It sounds bad, but I know what you mean. A couple more quick GH stuff. So I sent this to you, and I'm glad you and I have connected on social media. You at your best, man, was the Claudia birthday bash. Like you are an amazing actor. I've admired you since I was 7 years old. Like it still feels just surreal having you on my show, the Ty Butler Show. But that was you at your apex. And like I said, I've told you this before, you nailed it. And it's probably not even probably, I know for a fact it's my favorite scene ever because my favorite actor has his best performance and the casting is perfect. You're thanking Luke, who you had a lot of love for, and again, rest in peace, Anthony Geary. Your admiration for Robin on full display. Alexis, there's a shout out to her. You guys have history. Jax, your arch nemesis, he gets exposed. Olivia, the sweetheart, tries to stop you, but Sonny's too angry. Johnny, I love this line. I would love to kill you, but I know you're not the one responsible. And then you look over at Jason right before you're about to put the hammer down on Claudia before that speech. And I thought Sarah Joy Brown was excellent. It's my favorite scene you've ever done. Can you just, if you can, like take me back to that and what went into it?
Okay, first of all, you have to understand something. I'm always nervous as an actor. I've gotten better as I'm now at my age, but I'm always nervous. But I've always learned how to use the nerves and and make my acting better with the nerves. I was incredibly nervous that day. There's one thing to do a monologue to one person, but you're doing it to like 10 actors. and they're all like talking and stuff when you're rehearsing. And you can't say, "Can you shut up?" I'm trying to learn this, man. So you just kind of hold it in, and I just said to myself before the scene started, "Let it go, let it go." And Sarah's she's a phenom as an actress, and you said it. They're all in there, and it was one of my and I remember I thought I'm gonna win an Emmy for this thing, and I didn't even get nominated.
Well, you got 3 of them. You got 3 of them bad
Now
boys.
I do. Now I do. But between the first one and the second one was, I think, almost 20 years.
So I actually have it here and doing my research. So you had won the Emmy in 96. You won it in 03. And then you won the 2005, hang on, the 2019 Emmy in 2021. So you're right. There was some separation. There was some separation there, but I thought you nailed that scene. It was awesome. Small critique there, because I went back and rehearsing, or not rehearsing, but preparing for this stream. I rewatched it yesterday. Jason's got a clear shot at Claudia before she grabs Carly.
Yeah.
He got a clear shot.
Yeah, but it's not in the script.
All right. So as we transition to the podcast, how much of Maurice Benard is in Sonny Corinthos?
It's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, when I first started though, it was Sonny was I started out and I mirrored Sonny as Peter Falk from Columbo. I wanted all that kind of, all that stuff added in there. Robert De Niro, New York, that energy, and Al Pacino in The Godfather. So I try to use those 3 actors and performances incorporated in Sonny. And I went to my rage a lot as Sonny. And I always say, because I've lost it a little bit, not in the last 6 months, I've been kicking ass. But before, like 2 years ago, for a year and a half, I had gone through some mental problems, and I had lost kind of who Sonny was. So it's my fault. And who Sonny is always, you don't look what you always nail somebody in the eyes. And my thought is, I will kick your ass. That's who he is. And sometimes I have lost that. I've gotten it back now. Feels good.
So I'm privileged to not be here just with a 3-time Emmy Award winner, 2-time Soap Opera Digest winner. You've got the Sign Health Lifetime Achievement Award, New York Times bestselling author. But I am staring at someone who quite literally is the definition of courage. You've got the State of Mind podcast, 174,000 subscribers on YouTube. You can check it out, nbstateofmind.com, where you'll find episodes of General Hospital cast members, past and present, but also a host of other huge names. Stephen A. Smith was on there talking about his mom who passed away. You had WWE's AJ Lee. You had the trauma surgeon you just interviewed, Jeremy Hefner, actor and singer Leia Marcasto was on there. So many more. You've got testimonials, merch. And here's what I find so interesting, Maurice. You are best known for being an actor, and yet this State of Mind podcast is the complete opposite. It's real. It's having to dig deep and figure out what's plaguing you and uncovering so many of the mental health issues that have swept the nation that people don't like to talk about. And so I did want to get your thoughts on just what makes this podcast for you so fulfilling.
Well, first of all, we've had a long conversation, and I've never really been moved until right now when you said all that. Just because I'm a guy who barely graduated from high school. And here I am interviewing trauma surgeons, Ben Greenfield, who's the head of, who's the top 2, 3 fitness people in the world. And it's amazing. And then it's just incredible the amount of people that I'm in there with. And sometimes I am thinking, I was last weekend, I was going, what the hell am I? I'm talking to this person, and it's like, damn, they're so smart, man. But I think what made this show what it is the problem that we have in mental health right now in the world. It's a major, major problem. And the majority of the problem is, a lot of it is mental health care. I understand that. And I need to do more research on that. But the amount of suicides that are happening it's ridiculous. So, I started this show in a car. Somebody suggested that I I talk about my life with mental health. And I'm like, who cares? She goes, just do it. Just do it. So I get in the car. I'm talking for 8 minutes. 10. You don't do that in Instagram story. You don't do that. It's little videos. Here I am talking every Sunday, and I'm watching it grow. It was during the pandemic. I'm watching it grow. It's like 5,000 people, 10,000 people. I was getting over 20,000 people. So I knew it was working. So then I went to YouTube, and I'm up to almost 600 interviews.
And I just think it's so poignant. And I know this might be a sore subject, but all the subject matter when you do a podcast like this could be termed that. I know how close you were with Tyler Christopher, and you still mourn his death. I was a huge fan of his work as Nicholas on General Hospital. Obviously, this is above and beyond that, but that's how I knew him. And so you have that taking place on your show. I believe Chris McKenna, who's on General Hospital now, admitted to some mental health issues. So this is the platform that you have, like the magnitude. Like, have you come to grips with just how important it is, not just for people your age, but you talk about suicide rates. There are kids meeting that unfortunate end to their life. And so the platform that you have, I support you. I applaud you. And I just wanted to give you a space to really talk about it and just commend you for all the work you're doing.
Yeah, it's the thing is, with State of Mind, when I do them, I love it, right? And then when I watch them, I have to edit, and I never edit because the way I edit is a gut feeling. If I get bored, I cut. But it doesn't bore me because there's always a vibe in there, even the bad ones. And I won't say who the bad ones are, but I just don't cut, and it's always a good vibe, and people know that they're safe there, and I'm not trying to exploit anything. But now what I'm doing, so people are not going to want to hear this, but I'm still using soap people, but I've used them all almost. There's only a handful that say no, right? But I'm using just the great stories. Trauma surgeon, acting teacher, director, fitness guy, whoever has and I would get in there, and it's amazing to me.
Is there an snap moment that you can recall? Because a lot of it is heavy, and it hits you, and it obviously can in some ways remind you of stuff that you've been through the last 3, 4+ decades, and an entire life. You've talked about how you've dealt with mental health issues and the bipolar disorder. is there an oh snap moment, like wow, like that still resonates, like you're still thinking about it to this day, of something that happened on your show?
There was a police officer from Palm Springs. He came down. He was bipolar. And I said, he was talking about his life, how amazing, amazing. But I said, well, it's pretty safe to say that our wives saved our lives. He goes, that's not what it was for me. And I felt this like kind of energy. And I said, what was it? He goes, in my darkest time, one moment, I grabbed my gun and I put it to my forehead and I pulled the trigger and it got stuck. It
Wow.
didn't go off. And I'm just like, what? He goes, yeah. And after that, my whole life changed.
Mm.
That's God. I'm sorry. That's what we both felt.
Hmm. So I want to ask you this, because I know we're coming up against the clock here. You mentioned, and feel free to offer as much or as little as you wanted, as you want to. But a couple years ago, because you alluded to this a couple times. A couple years ago, you just weren't feeling sunny. The pandemic was really hard for you. Just we're all inside. Can you talk about what it was like going through both of those things, and how you were able to, at least for the moment, as we sit here on August 13th, get yourself to equilibrium, if that's the correct word to use?
Well, uh, a couple of years ago, I didn't go into work for a couple of weeks, and it's not like me, and it was terrible, and I was going through a lot of stuff, and I talk about this quite a lot. And I went to work my first day, and I had a thick scripts, bro. Like it was horrible.
No,
And
we
I'm
like
like,
that. We like that.
oh, you like it, but I was like, there's no way I could do that. So my first scene was with Brian Craig,
Mm.
and I said, Brian, I know I've helped you a lot, bro, but you're gonna have to get me through this because I don't know if I can do it. And the scene was Sonny wanting to jump off a ledge,
I remember.
and I remember I did it, and he would hold my hand, and then I do it. He would hold my hand. He was such a sweetheart, but it was very difficult, and I was really angry after. And I went to dinner with my son and my wife, and they're just looking at me, and then I get home, and they put a chair out in the middle of the living room, and they said, "Sit down." I said, "What?" "Sit down." "What's wrong with you?" I said, "Nothing, nothing." "What's wrong?" They kept asking. Finally, I yelled and cried and said, I feel like a failure. I feel like a failure as a husband, a father, and an actor. And I can't get through this. I don't. So they talked me through, and I felt better after that. And oh man, I just got emotional.
Do your thing, man.
So then I did the job and I got through it, but for a while I wasn't all there. And what you have to do, I want to tell people this: no matter how you're feeling, no matter what you're going through, how difficult it is that you can't get through tomorrow, or because I know that you can. You think it's impossible, but it's possible. You think you can't, you can. You just keep going. It will pass. Everything passes. And I'm telling you, when you get through this dark stuff, there's a reward, there's a gift at the end. And for me, look, I'll tell you, after the pandemic, when I thought for sure I wasn't going to go another day, I won 2 Emmys, New York Times best-selling book, and created State of Mind. That's after thinking. So basically, if I'm not here anymore, none of that would have happened. Never give up. That's the main thing. Never give up.
I love this story, man. I don't want to keep you for too long. I mean, we're definitely gonna have to do this again at some point. This is really fun. Um, I do have one final question because I want to leave it on a little bit of a lighter note. If there is, and maybe there are a couple. So let's just try to stick to one. One GH cast member you could bring back, because you mentioned Brian Craig. There's a lot of people on social media would love to see Morgan come back. One GH cast member that you would love to see make their return to the show, who would it be? Frank comes to you. He knocks on your office. Hey, Maurice, who's the person?
I would say there's three. There's Brenda, Luke, and Morgan. I can't say one, but I can say three. Those three would be the ones, and I'm going to get in trouble with whoever else left the show.
I do have to. I gotta mention this. One of my dreams. I'm 33 years old. I got a talk show in New York on ESPN, in a TV show, and I'm having a blast. My lifelong dream, and the people in this chat can attest to it, is I will one day be on General Hospital, similar to what Stephen A. Smith said, by the way. Stephen A. Smith, an ESPN colleague, said, I will one day be on General Hospital as one of Sonny's henchmen. And so you can't retire before I make it to GH, man. You can't do that.
It ain't going to be, I have another 2-3 years left for sure. And maybe another 5 years. So, but you know, you never know what it's up to them, really. The ball's in their court.
Well, Maurice, this was a lot of fun, man. I do appreciate you joining the show. So lastly, I saw you had tour dates for State of Mind. Is that wrapped up? Was Fort Lauderdale the last tour date, or do you have some more coming up between GH and the podcast?
No, I'm done. I'm done with all that. I had a great time. I had a great time with the audience. People love the show. It's great.
Yeah, because I did want to give you a chance to plug that. But awesome stuff today, man. This was so incredible for me. You did say when you get bored, you cut things off. Did you ever at any point want to cut this off?
Oh, this right now? No. You ask very good questions, and you're very good.
I appreciate it.
And I mean, look, I'm just an actor who I don't even interview. I just have conversations. But I can see you done your homework, and that's cool.
I appreciate it.
Hey, can I plug this Sunday is? Listen, Ben Greenfield, look him up. He's on this. He's a good-looking guy, great body, the whole deal. But he's smart as a whistle. And we talk about some stuff about mental health and different alternatives and what to do and what not to do. This Sunday, please watch.
So is he the triathlete, personal trainer, nutritionist? Okay. So this Sunday, what time is that dropping?
At 10 in the morning on Maurice Benard, State of Mind. The guy was on Joe Rogan. He was on, other stuff.
All right.
But it's just, I think it's important for people with mental health to talk about or to watch, not just my show, any show that somebody comes on and has knowledge about mental health. I mean, why not watch it? When I was young and I just got out of the mental institution, I was alone for 8 months, basically, till my mom and dad came home from work at 4 or 5 o'clock. I was alone. That's not a good thing. If I had YouTube or you, where I could go, oh, this is cool. This is, I'm bipolar, because they never told me what I was. Oh, that's what, but maybe I'm bipolar. Okay, let me ask. Hey, it would have been amazing.
I also think and I called you courageous because part of the stigma of mental health is like being embarrassed about it. And so you have all these people who know that there might be something, I don't want to say wrong, but there's something off, but they're afraid to get diagnosed. They don't want to talk about it. And then, it becomes like a ripple effect. And so it's why I applaud you for having this platform, for outline, and for being so forefront. Even before you had the podcast, you were forefront about all of these issues that you dealt with. And so I think it's amazing, man. Like, you're doing God's work. I know that's a cliche, but you are doing God's work. And this is just truly a sensational thing that you started. And I hope to see it continue to grow. And I'm going to continue to support you.
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot.
My man Sonny Corinthos. I'm gonna be a henchman. I'll get. How about this, guys? For those of you GH fans watching on the stream, Sonny's retired. I am gonna join the show at some point. I already got Frank's email. We've communicated before. I'm gonna join the show at some point. I'll get him out of retirement, and we'll wreak havoc on Port Charles. Drew's doing too much right now. I need Drew to get silenced. I know Sidwell is in the pen, but Drew, we got to take him out, and I'm gonna get Sonny out of retirement to help make that happen.
I'm going to kick Drew's ass.
I love it. Maurice Benard, check him out. He's all over social media. State of Mind podcast. He does a tremendous job. This was a lot of fun. Thank you guys all for tuning into the show. I will talk to you soon. Ty Butler, hit me up at Ty D Butler, and we will post this on YouTube. Continue to retweet it. And thank you for your support. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy General Hospital is coming up in 20 minutes, so make sure you guys check it out. Peace and love. Holla at your boy.